sleepy. Okay. Today we are reading. I'm so sorry. I'm laughing because I tried this once and I tried to stream it on YouTube. I was confused. So I'm back on StreamYard, which I'm familiar with. We're reading this book called Ella es Fuego by Reneé Bauer. It is, of course, in Spanish. So I have the whole setup. Let me share my screen. So when I read in whatever language I'm reading in, I always make sure I have word reference open, which is the page that I'm on right now, because it's amazing. Like I use it for French, Arabic, and Spanish. Oh, excellent. The next one, of course, everybody knows Google Translate. So what I'll do oftentimes is I will, as I'm reading, record what I'm reading in Google Translate. And then that way, when I'm, oh, it's in French still. Hold on. That way, when I'm done reading, stop it, Spanish. When I'm done reading, I can immediately know what's being said because typically when I'm reading, like for example, I'm still a complete beginner in French. So when I'm reading, I'm not going to know most of the words. So if I'm reading it into Google Translate, then it'll make it easier for me to see what it means. Now, granted, what does happen is it'll show me if I'm pronouncing certain words wrong as well. So if Google Translate has a word that was not in what I just read, then I know that means I messed up and I just fix it, which brings me to my next tab. Let's see, share this tab instead. All the accent marks, because sometimes you'll have to go in and like edit whatever the word Google Translate came up with. And then last but not least, Deepo. I like this translator better than Google Translate. It's also still in French. Hold on. Yeah, it just seems like it gives better translations overall, but that's what we got. So let me go back to the screen. I'm just gonna act like y'all aren't here. That's that's how I do it. I just read. Now, where did I take this bookmark out of? Ah. Also, the airplane messed up. Not the airplane. When I was traveling, I don't know, something went wrong in the little paperclip bookmark that I use. It's so cute. Doot. It messed up some of my pages. You see how it's torn? So that's not fun. Anyway, it does help me find my page quicker. Okay, so this story, let me just give you a brief overview. It's not a story, it's more like self-help. This lady, she was a lawyer, she had everything, the kids, the husband, the house, whatever. And surprise, surprise, she was not satisfied at a certain point because she realized that she was essentially just going with the flow in life, not really taking control and doing what she wanted to do. So everything changed. Yeah. Anyway, where am I? Okay, so let me go to Google Translate and start reading. 2 días después de que me despidieran, compré una casa. Los demonios se vuelven reales cuando debes pagar una hipoteca y no tienes ingresos. So that's one sentence. And so now you see what I mean, how I read directly into here. So then I can see, I already see that I messed something up. So this is des que me despidieron, like fired me, and not decidieron. I can't pee. Why is this going so slow? I bought a house. Okay. Is that correct? Cuando debes pagar? Okay. Nope, this is wrong because I read that wrong the first time. I don't know why my keyboard is going slow right now. Okay, so now you see 2 days after I was fired or after they fired me, I bought a house and the demons become real when you have to pay and this is a new word to me, hipoteca, mortgage, and you don't have income. See how like Google Translate kind of simplifies things in a way? All right, next sentence. Pero lo resolví. Tenía que hacerlo. Si no me hubieran despedido, me preguntó cuánto tiempo más me habría quedado antes de tener suficiente dinero. That sentence is done. Okay, so let me see if it said it right. Pero lo resolví. Tenía que hacerlo. That's a period after hacerlo. Si no me hubieran despedido, me preguntó. See, I pronounced that wrong because it's preguntó present tense. ¿Cuánto tiempo más me habría quedado antes de tener. Okay, so essentially, like, look, she figured it out, but I figured it out. Hold on. I had to. Tenía que hacerlo. No choice. If they had not fired me, I wonder how much more time I would have stayed before having enough money. So she was talking about getting laid off from her job at a law firm. And essentially, you know what happens? And this is why I want to read this book, because I feel like it's so relevant to so many of us in terms of transition and taking risks. But what ends up happening is we get scared. And because of that fear, we don't take action. So she's saying since they laid her off, she had to figure something out. But she's wondering, like, if they didn't lay her off, where would that have left her? Like, how long would she have stayed in this job that was not good for her, not healthy for her, until she had enough money? And y'all know we know how to move a goalpost. So we'll say, oh, this is when I'll have enough. This is when I'll have enough. But the reality is no, because once we have that amount, we'll be like, but I need more. Anyway, back to where am I? Why do I keep changing these pages? Okay, new line. When I'm not reading with y'all, I basically read a paragraph and then I go through and edit, but I kind of like the sentence by sentence thing too. Let's see. Me preguntó si habría perdido años cantando esa cancioncita de los enanos. Okay, enanos is a new word for me. But anyway, let me see if this came out. See, now this is good because it helps you see what you're pronouncing wrong, because this should be me preguntó present tense, not me preguntó past tense. And that means I'm putting too much emphasis here. Okay, me preguntó si habría perdido años cantando esa cancioncita de los enanos. And then this is when I started talking. Okay, so enanos, I don't know that word. And, dwarves? And then when I see something that's a little strange to me, that's when I'll go to word reference and double check, because, words have multiple meanings. It's not even in here. Oh, wait, am I still in French on here? Yeah, I am. French is the last language I was dealing with, so everything is just... Where is Spanish? Somebody tell me where Spanish is at. Spanish to English. Okay, enanos. Dwarf, short. Okay, dwarf. Interesting. Then again, she did make a reference to Snow White a while ago. So that's probably what that's about. I'm like, why would she be mentioning dwarves? Okay. Was Snow White singing to the dwarves? I never actually saw that movie. I'm sorry. But it's Disney, so she probably was, right? Who knows? So I wonder if I would have lost years singing that song. Cancioncita is like little song. Like, you know how they say, like, how do I say? When they say someone's name is Miguel, they'll be like Miguelito, or like they make it cutesy, I guess. Anyway, cancioncita, because canción is the word for song. So, okay, I wonder how many years. Wait, I wonder if I would have lost years singing that song of the dwarfs. Okay, no, wait. We're just gonna leave that how that is. Let me see. Google Translate said, I wonder if I would have wasted years singing that little song about the dwarfs. Huh, about the dwarfs. I don't know. It's a Snow White reference, but it's over my head. Maybe somebody gets it. Tell me in the comments if you get. Anyway, next line. Let me take this away. Where am I? Okay. Seguro sí, porque en ese momento de mi vida seguía las reglas y hacía lo que se esperaba de mí, aunque eso significara que mi alma se fuera poco a poco por el caño. Longer sentence. Okay, so she's saying, like, definitely yes, seguro. Because in that moment of my life, I followed the rules and I did what was expected of me. Okay, even though this meant that my soul was leaving little by little. What is el caño? Oh, the drain. Okay, even if it meant my soul was going down the drain little by little. Let's see. Google Translate says probably because at that point in my life I was following the rules and doing what's expected of me, even if okay. Cool. Next line. Where am I? Okay. Yo misma no habría elegido ese desbarajuste, pero el universo tenía otros planes e impuso su voluntad. Clearly, that's a new word for me, that desbarajuste. So I said it twice because I was confused. I thought I read it wrong, but clearly I didn't. Okay, let me take that away. So, me personally, no, I'm just saying. I myself would not have chosen that desbarajuste. What does that mean? Mess. Desbarajuste. Okay, sorry. My bad. I forgot I'm recording. I myself wouldn't have chosen that mess, but the universe had other plans and impuso, like, it imposed its will. The universe said this is what it's gonna be. Okay. Google Translate. I myself wouldn't have chosen that mess, but the universe had other plans and imposed its will. Okay. New line. Where am I? I need to put a finger where I leave off because I don't even know anymore. Eso es lo chistoso cuando te ves obligada a enfrentar un rompimiento. Siempre lo resuelves. Okay, so, eso es lo chistoso. So, okay, I guess, oh, I'm still recording. Stop it. Oh no, stop. Okay. Okay, so that is the funny thing. When te ves obligada a enfrentar. Okay, so when you are essentially forced to confront a rompimiento is like a breakup. What does Google Translate say? Okay, yeah, a breakup. You always resolve it. Like you always figure it out. That is true. When you're forced to face something, you do always figure it out. So life lesson right there. Anyway. Next line. Okay. Start recording. Well, let me see where I'm at. Las cosas siempre encajan. Okay, that's a short sentence, but the things always like fit together. I think encajar is like when they talk about putting together a puzzle piece. And that's another thing. I like learning with music, and so what ends up happening sometimes is when I see a certain word, I remember the song that I learned it from. So there's this song called, what is it? Conteo regresivo? It's a salsa song, but he makes a comment where he's like, I'm the puzzle piece that never fit. And he's like, nunca encajará. So whenever I see that verb, I'm like, puzzles. Anyway, where was I? I keep forgetting to stop the recording. Stop. Okay. My computer is so delayed. Entonces, ¿por qué perdemos la fe cuando en última instancia tenemos el poder de tomar la decisión? So, then why do we lose faith when en última instancia? Is that like at the last minute? Ultimately, en última instancia. Ultimately, we have the power to make a decision. To me, that kind of feels like I have been a procrastinator my whole life. And it feels like when you have something you need to work on, it's like a big project or whatever, and you don't do it and you don't do it and you don't do it. And then the night before, suddenly you got all this energy to do this project that you've had the whole time. It's like, I don't know, maybe she's gonna answer this question. Anyway, so that's what she asked. Like, why do we lose faith when ultimately we have the power to make the decision? Let's see. I'm not gonna lie, this video is gonna end pretty soon because I have to use the restroom. But I'll try to hold it as long as I can. Let's see, where am I? Okay. ¿Por qué nos quedamos atascadas cuando deberíamos saber que pase lo que pase, se solucionará solo? Okay. Why do we stay atascadas? Why isn't this stopping? Stop. Atascadas. Oh, that means stuck. Okay, where was I? So why do we stay stuck when we should know that whatever happens, se solucionará solo, like we'll solve it by ourselves? Oh, it will work itself out. That's what Google says. Se solucionará solo. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, next line. Doo. Te daré una pista. ¿Por qué pensamos que es imprudente e irresponsable alejarse o dar el salto? Okay, te daré una pista. I will give you pista. Pista. Okay, see, that's another thing. Whenever I'm listening to music, pista is like the track, so like the song. What does it mean here? It says hint. And so sometimes when I see a certain word and I'm curious about the meaning, again, I just go to word reference because word reference shows you so many possible meanings. So many. Trail, lead, track, runway, dance floor. Not me about to get on the pista. I'm sorry. Okay. Ring, circus ring, tennis court, track, ski slope. Oh, pista de esquí. Oh, okay. I'm not mad at her. See, okay, anyway, back to, and this is how I go down rabbit holes, which is fun for language learning because you learn so many different things that, you might not have come across. Anyway, where was I? Okay, so I will give you a hint. Because we think that it is imprudent is an English word, right? I immediately think of the prudent, imprudent itself without the M, but M just means the opposite, right? Or maybe it means just prudent. Let me see. Imprudent. Yeah, reckless. Okay, cool. So, because we think that it's reckless and irresponsible to alejarse. So alejar is to go away, and that's another song. Vete, alejate de mí. Get away from me. I'm sorry. Anyway, see. Okay, where was I? So we think it's irresponsible to alejarse, to separate, or dar el salto, take the leap, take a leap. Okay, to walk away, alejarse, to walk away. Okay, so because we think it is reckless and irresponsible to walk away or take a leap. Okay, next line, please. Piensa en cuando eras niña, hacías todo tipo de cosas nuevas e incómodas. Usaste la bici por primera vez, subiste a tu primera montaña rusa, probaste comida nueva. All right. So, where am I? Think about when you were a girl. Also, this is my bookmark. This is made for women. It's called Ella es Fuego. My bad if I didn't say that. Should I leave it? I'll just leave it for now. So think about when you were a girl. You did all types of new things, all kinds of new and uncomfortable things. You use la bici, I'm gonna guess it's bicicleta, like the bike. Okay, yeah. You rode the bike for the first time. Subiste a tu primera montaña. Climb a mountain? Is rusa like rock? Because what do you mean climb a mountain? I didn't climb a mountain when I was a kid. You went on your first roller coaster. See, that's a word I never came across. Montaña rusa is roller coaster. That's a little cute. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, and then the last part is you tried new food. But I want to look up that word, roller coaster, because that is funny. Montaña rusa. Do. Share this tab instead. Roller coaster. That's neat. See what I mean? Like you come across words that you probably wouldn't randomly find. I don't know. Anyway, back to Google Translate. Share this tab. Okay, where was I? Okay, new sentence. De adolescente, tuviste tu primer día de trabajo, fuiste a una nueva escuela y te viste obligada a hacer nuevos amigos. All right. Stop. Okay. So, since adolescence, you had your first day at work, you went to a new school, and you te viste obligada. So, this is a weird sentence for me because vista, like the verb, like viste, I always see as either to get dressed, vestirse, reflexive, or to see. But it sounds like it's saying like you had to do something, like you had to hacer nuevos amigos. You had to make new friends. And that's where Google Translate comes in, because what did they say? So de adolescente, it says, as a teenager, you had your first day of work, you went to a new school, and you were forced to make new friends. See, this is interesting because te viste, I have never seen used like this. And so when I see something that's like, muy interesante, I will take the verb and put it into word reference, because chances are that verb has so many other meanings that I don't know. Wear, dress, get dressed, cover, put on some clothes, disguise yourself, embellish. See, I haven't seen anything that says to obligate yet, but based on the sentence, that's all it could mean. See, to see, understand, look at, go over, find yourself. There you go, verse. You find yourself forced to, obligado, because the sentence, where was I? Te viste obligada a hacer nuevos amigos. So you find yourself forced to. That's cool. And you see, like now you have a new verb that you can incorporate when you speak, you know? So anyway, and then to be, find yourself. That's cute. Anyway, that's probably not a good adjective to use. Hello from Finland. Okay, let me see if I can say your name right. Mabutiumaga. I'm sorry. Feel free to put the proper pronunciation, because I hate messing up people's names, because I hate when people mess up my name. Finland. Oh my gosh. Is it freezing over there right now? I feel like it has to be. Let me see what the weather's saying. Look, I got so sidetracked. I'm sorry. Finland weather. I know it's a whole country, so that's general. 10 degrees Fahrenheit. No, I don't hate your name. I'm sorry. No, I said I want to pronounce your name correctly because I hate messing up. I hate mispronouncing people's names because I hate when people mispronounce mine. No, I don't hate your name. No, no, no. But no, if you could put how to say it properly, I would love to make sure I say it right. Yeah, it's very cold. Whew. I don't know how y'all do it. Are you learning Spanish now, or are you in the language maintenance phase? I guess you're always learning, to be honest, whatever language. Even English, my native language, I'm still learning new words. It's a journey. It's a journey. I don't know how long you were here to see to keep up with the story, but essentially it's about this woman who, where am I? Right now I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, in the US for 2 weeks. Oh yes. I'm fluent in English because it's my native language. So it would be kind of sad if I couldn't speak it. But I'm learning Spanish. So that's why I'm reading in Spanish. It just helps. I feel like it speeds up the learning process. Yep. Yep. Don't think I'm some master learner of English. Nope. And what about you? What's your native language? Do, do, do. Okay. See, I get so distracted. I've not been diagnosed with ADHD, but I feel like the signs are all there sometimes. Anyway, so okay, let me get back to this before I go off the rails, as I've been known to do. Where was I? Okay, new sentence. Creciste haciendo cosas nuevas y de pronto dejaste de hacerlo. So, creciste, crecer, to grow. So you grew up doing new things, and de pronto, like suddenly, dejaste de hacerlo. You stopped doing it. What did Google Translate say? You grew up doing new things, and then suddenly you stopped doing it. Okay. New sentence. I wonder if no, when I press this, okay, cool. Fue como si un gran muro de cemento se alzara delante de ti y otro detrás, como Indiana Jones intentando salir del templo maldito, y te quedaste atrapada entre dos barreras de cemento que te impiden dar un solo paso más hacia adelante. Long sentence. Okay. Fue como si, so it was as if, un gran muro de cemento, a large cement wall, se alzara delante de ti. So, se alzara is a new verb for me, but when it says in front of you, I'm imagining it's like was erected, like it came up. But again, I have Google Translate here. You see how that's helpful? It was as if a huge concrete wall rose up in front of you. Okay, rose up. Delante de ti y otro detrás. So one in front of you and one behind you. Como Indiana Jones, like Indiana Jones trying to exit the Templo Maldito. I'm guessing that's the name, but is it like the cursed temple? Because Maldito is cursed, right? Yeah. And you remain, te quedaste atrapada. So you remained trapped between entre dos barreras de cemento. So between two cement barriers, que te impiden dar un solo paso más hacia adelante. So that impede you or stop you from taking just one step forward. Okay, okay, she's very descriptive. Um, okay, native language is finished. I've never actually heard that language spoken. So I wonder what it sounds like. I'll probably Google it later, honestly, because now I'm curious. No, I would. Don't say you only speak poor English because you've been Englishing it up in here. Don't do that to yourself. You're doing good. I've understood every sentence you said, so that's the win for me. Also, speaking, I think, is hard. So, French is the language that I've been learning the most recently, and I'm able to listen to read, to understand a lot, but I can't speak on the level that I take in stuff. So, I mean, I think that's kind of just the way it goes sometimes. Of course, you can practice. I don't know if you ever do language exchanges. I do that. Not, I do that sometimes. I haven't found a steady one to go to, but there's this app called Hello Talk. Where's my phone? And on there, you can go in audio rooms. They even have like video rooms as well. But you can go on there and be talking with people from all over the world speaking your language. Like there'll be native speakers. For me, like with French, I see people from Morocco, people from Algeria, people from France, and they're just all chatting. And it's really fun. So yeah, they have the same thing for any language. Do do do. Where was I? Do 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 do. Okay. Oh my gosh, why didn't y'all tell me I wasn't sharing the right screen? I'm so sorry. Y'all have been on word reference the whole time. I'm so sorry. Okay. Anyway, where am I? Okay. ¿Qué hay en tu alma en este momento que pesa tanto y te impide tener una vida ganadora? Okay. So, what is there in your soul, en tu alma, in this moment, en este momento? Okay, que pesa tanto. So is it like pesar is like despite. So like despite everything, que pesa tanto? No, no, pesar. Let me see what Google Translate says. Oh, weigh so heavily, pesar. Okay, that makes sense. So what is it in your soul right now that weighs so much and that stops you from having una vida ganadora, a winning life? Okay. Okay. So, one thing I like to do when it comes to a language, I think verbs are like one of the cornerstones. And so sometimes it helps to just, well, I know here the verb pesar is where pesa comes from. So you can look and see to weigh, to influence, to carry weight, to regret. And then, so when I see a meaning that I'm like, regret, really? I read the sample sentence. So, con gran pesar por su parte, tuvo que irse a trabajar al extranjero. So then it's like, okay, that's how they use it. I'm surprised that means regret, but it's like, if you think about it with great heaviness, okay. So as an English speaker, I kind of revert to English a lot, but when people are talking about sensitive subjects, they'll be like, it's with a heavy heart that da 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 da. And so sometimes it helps to connect with whatever your language is. If there's something similar, it's like, oh, okay, heavy, regret, remorse, sorrow. Let's see, in spite of, a pesar de algo, in spite of, despite, a pesar de alguien, against someone's wishes. Would you look at that? A pesar de que, even though. And so the thing about word reference is they can have so many definitions that you can really get lost in here. I tend to do that a lot. Like I'll be like, oh, and then what's this word? And what's this word? And what's this word? And it's like, girl, it's been 10 minutes since you opened this book. You said you are a multilingual woman. That's good. You can prosper. Oh, thank you. That's really sweet. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I think it does open more doors. And honestly, with me being a US citizen and seeing the way the country has been going, I think it kind of feels like a necessity as well to be able to go somewhere new if you have to. Do you know what I mean? Like if you have to immigrate to another country, I think it's so hard when you are starting from zero. You don't know the language at all. So you're in this brand new place. You don't understand anything that's going on around you. You know, it's just hard. So yeah, I was learning languages because I just love it. It's fun for me. But now as things go on, I'm like, this could really be a survival skill, which is a scary thought. But yeah, what can you say? Let's see. Oh, see, you guys, I never shared the word reference tab that I was looking at. I got to do better. This is my first time reading with y'all the way I read like this with all my tabs open. So I'm used to just clicking, going and doing my thing, but I forget that I need to keep y'all up here with me. Okay. Where was I? Um, where was I? Okay. New sentence. ¿Estás permitiendo que las influencias externas dicten tus decisiones? Oh, I know y'all heard her. I'm sorry. I'm so dramatic. I really can't help myself. She said, are you allowing external influences to dictate your decisions? Girl, ouch. Oh, see, and this is another thing. You see how in Google Translate it's not a question? That means that I didn't inflect my voice properly. And that's something I struggle with in a lot of languages where, you know, in English, if you say something like the sky is red, but then you say the sky is red, like you change the way you say it and then it's a sentence. I'm really bad at that in other languages. It's so hard. Gotta get better. Okay, anyway, did I translate that sentence or not? Yeah, I did. It was just really short. So next sentence. Para romper, primero debes tener claro qué es lo que está sofocando tu crecimiento. Okay, so para romper, like to romper means to break, but I'm guessing in this case, maybe to break this pattern. Primero debes tener claro, so you must ¿qué es lo que está sofocando tu crecimiento? So, in order to break in my brain this pattern or whatever, first you have to have clarity on what is, or be clear about what is sufocando. I'm going to guess is suffocating. I don't know. We're going to see. But what is suffocating your growth or what is stopping your growth? Let's see. So, here it says to break free, para romper, you must first understand what is stifling your growth. Okay, debes tener claro qué es lo que es eso. Okay, cool, cool. So stifling, sofocando. And that's another thing about reading. I swear the vocabulary in books is so like it always tends to be a little bit of a higher level, like things you wouldn't hear. You're probably not gonna hear somebody say stifling your growth, or maybe you could, depending on who you talk to and when. Anyway, here I go. Back to the book before I get on another tangent. Next sentence. Puede que estés rodeada de muchas voces, de amigos con buenas intenciones y familiares interesados en tu seguridad que desechan tus ideas al juzgarlas de ridículas. End of sentence. So, it could be that you are surrounded by many voices of friends with good intentions and familiares. I'm gonna say it's like family members or relatives interesados en tu seguridad. And relatives interested in your security, but I'll say like relatives who care about your security, que desechan tus ideas. Desechan is a new verb for me. But what I tend to do when I don't know what a verb is I'll try to use the context to figure it out. So you have friends with good intentions and you have family who care about your safety, que desechan tus ideas al juzgarlas de ridículas. So desechan your ideas by judging them as ridiculous. So maybe the Sechon is something like reject or criticize. But again, that's just a guess. So we'll see what Google Translate says. You may be surrounded by many well-meaning friends and family members who are concerned about your safety and dismiss. So desechan is dismiss your ideas as ridiculous. And so again, since I don't know that verb, I'll go to word reference just so I can get a better understanding myself because words have so many different meanings, honestly. To cast aside, to throw away, to dispose of, to reject. And it's just I don't know. This is so fun for me. I don't know, y'all. What can I say? Let's see. And we're gonna say this is the last sentence, by the way, because I really have to go. Sus consejos surgen de sus propios miedos, inseguridades y remordimientos. Okay. Sus consejos. So their advice. The interesting thing about sus is it depends on the context because it could be if you're talking to a group of people like ustedes. Well, no. Yeah, ustedes, or it could be you're talking about other people. But since they were just talking about well-meaning family members and friends, it's safe to say they meant their advice. Surgen de arises from sus propios miedos, so their own fears, inseguridades, insecurities, and remordimientos is a new word for me. But it kind of makes me think of the English word remorse. So I'm like, is it regret? I don't know. And then I just look and see, okay, Google Translate says his advice. And that's the other thing. Technically it's there, but that's where you have to kind of know what you're reading because Google Translate doesn't know it's a group of people when you just give them one sentence. But anyway, their advice stems from their own fears, insecurities, and regrets. Anyway, it has been an absolute pleasure sharing this reading with y'all. I have to run. So yeah, have a good day. Let me end this thing. Do, 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 do.